first class in the new year, 2021. So Happy New Year to one and all. Hope you have a good one, and hopefully it's going to be better than last year. We just thought to start off with, because a lot of people haven't danced for quite a while, that we're going to break this down a little bit more than usual, so a little bit more of a workshop than a class. And we're going to give you things to think about and to practice at home with, not necessarily dancing, but just listening to music, because we do a lot of that at the moment if we're sat around at home. And how to create moves that you can see in your head on the dance floor. So just give you that little bit more confidence when we get back, which hopefully won't be in the too distant future now. So guys, we're going to go through a few different things, different rules to think about, and hopefully that'll relax you back into dancing. And we're going to break it down for the girls and for the boys. So should we crack on? Here we go. Okay, so the first rule we're going to do is my space, your space. And if you remember the old Dirty Dancing film, take a look.
Dance space, this is your dance space. I don't go into yours, you don't go into mine.
Then you'll see what we mean by my space and your space. And what we're trying to do is create a little bit of space between us. So if we're in hold, we're like this. And the idea here is that we've got 50% is Jane's space, 50% is my space. And it doesn't matter whether you look from that side or from this side. 50% is Jane's space, 50% is mine. And what happens is, this is when we're in hold, and if we're not in a close hold, if we're just in an open hold like this, where we can just break away, we're still looking at 50% being my space and 50% being Jane's. So when we come in close, we're still the same. If I was to push forward, it's still 50% is mine, 50% is Jane's. So in other words, what we're trying to avoid is this arm collapsing back. Okay, because if the follower collapses the hand back, then all of a sudden I've got 100% of this space and Jane's got none. So we lose the frame, we lose the contact, and everything goes sort of a little bit awry then at that point when we're dancing. The same as if I'm leading and I pull, then my hand has gone behind me, so Jane has now got 100% space, I've got none. So the same move, if that was say an arm jive, if it was done incorrectly, it would be me pulling it into my space, out into Jane. So all of a sudden we've got from 50% space to 100% Jane, so I mean 100% Jane. So what we try to do is keep these arms quite straight with a little bit of firmness in the elbows, and we can use the body a little bit to push. Okay, boom. So we're actually turning. So now, although you won't be able to see it exactly in the camera, we're running down this way. So if I can just turn us, if we just come in and turn slightly on, what's happened is, if we just turn slightly on to you from the camera, what happens is this now is running across here, okay? So this part here goes down to here, so it's like a little triangle, if that makes any sense from the camera's vision, and the same from Jane's side, you've got a little triangle, so it comes across, down and across, okay? And what's happened is it still means that the triangle we've got is 50% each space, okay? So from there, because I've turned my body, my shoulders, we've actually got a line that runs across here still, so we've still got that 50% my space, 50% your space. So never try to straighten your arms completely, because then you push into the lady or the lady will push into the man. So nice and easy. If we did a basic move, we break, we've got 50% on my side, 50% on the lady's side, we've gone out, we've got 50%, 50%. As we come back into hold, if you can see that there, we've still got 50% down here, even though it's a lot tighter, a lot closer. And then if we move to this point here, if I push out, yeah, I'm still using this arm to create 50% onto Jane's side, 50% onto mine. I'm not overstretching, that's uncomfortable, I lose my balance, and it pushes the girl back and I'm in her face. And the same as if I don't push enough, the girl's sort of out of shape as well, because she's been pushed and she's like, well, I need to go further than this, so it feels uncomfortable. So to stop that uncomfortable feeling, that's where we need that 50-50, okay? So hopefully you can see that from different things that we do, but just keep an eye on all the movement that we do, because you'll see that unless we make the odd mistake, which we always, it's never going to be exactly 50%, but we always aim for that 50-50 between us, whether it's at an angle, yeah, still 50-50, but it's like at that triangle, or whether it's in a straight line, still 50-50. Okay, so my space, your space. Now, the other thing on this is we do not grip, we don't use the thumb. Quite often, especially if you're new, you'll grip because it feels like if I let go, it's all going to go wrong. So you grip. And again, we get into bad habits when we've been dancing for a while, that we put the thumb on the ladies and we grip, or the lady will pull down on her fingers and she grips, and then we can't do anything. And I know that happens because I've had my fingers gripped quite a lot. So what happens is we have a little fingertip grip, and you can use 2 fingers, 3 fingers, all 4, you can use 1. But basically what we're doing is we're just putting a palm, if we're doing an angle, we're just putting our flat palm there, facing ourselves into the lady's fingers, yeah, and if we ever turn that and move it the other way around, we're still actually just using fingertip to fingertip, okay? We don't need to grip. As soon as we grip, if I try to spin, the lady, it becomes really uncomfortable, and it can really, you know, can dislocate fingers and all sorts, so it can hurt. And it's the same for the man. If the lady grips and I spin the lady, I'm going with her. It's like, whoa, 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 it's more like judo. Okay, so no gripping, fingertips, get into that habit, just really nice and loose. And because they're curled, as we stretch away from each other, we use that to resist. Okay, it creates resistance, so we can actually draw the lady in. We can go against the palm of the hand and push the lady out. When we bring her in, if I'm going to spin, I'm going to go up and I'm going to push down with the fingers into the little flatty bit. I don't know what that word's called, but if you know, just leave us a message below. So where the ring is, if you can see the ring. So basically, as I push into that part there, it means that the lady's fingers can actually curl ever so slightly, but they don't grip, and we've got something to push round on. Okay? When we get to this point here, I'm stopping, and that allows the lady to stop. She realises that's a stop, and I'll explain that in a little bit more detail in a second, because that's something else we're going to talk about. But the main thing at the moment is do not grip. So as we're going to go into that spin, we push down, no gripping, and then I just block. I'm not gripping to stop her spinning, I'm just blocking, and then we lower. And as you can see from that, we start our move exactly the same way as we started the last move. So what we don't want is to over-rotate. So if you are spinning the lady, what happens is you come to here. If I push down and don't stop the lady, she will continue round and she'll rotate into that arm, which is a move. We can do that as a move, and you may see that on the dance floor where the lady spins all the way around and she's into there. Okay, and then we get a really quick one. Wasn't expecting that, was you? But that's a move, yeah, but that was deliberate. If I wanted to do that, I wouldn't stop the lady, I wouldn't block the lady. So all I'm doing to block the lady is firming the hand so that it's not as whippy, Mr. Whippy, okay, and then it stops, okay? So as it stops, the lady stops as well, and that's for the ladies just to register very quickly what is supposed to be happening. You have the hardest job in the world. You're actually doing everything a few milliseconds behind ourselves, and in a way you're expected to know what to do. So it's got to be for the men, we've got to actually create something that feels right for the lady. We don't want to give lots of different signals. If we give lots of signals to the lady thinks, does he want this, does he want that? And every time a movement happens, that's a signal. Something's happening. If my hand goes up and down, it's a signal. So if I'm one of these dancers that sort of wiggles and jiggles a lot, well, that's the lady with gents. While we're dancing, we're having lots of fun, we're wiggling, we're jiggling. Okay, what happens then is the ladies have no idea when that signal is that the one, is that the one, is that a signal, is that a signal, is that a signal? So what we want to do is create my space, your space, so that feels comfortable, we know what we're doing there, that feels good. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hang on, there's a signal. He's moved the hand from there to there. It's not been going up and down. As he spins, comes out to there, it's a signal. He's not actually created another spin. He's put a stop in, he's put a block in. And then he's lowered it, so we start another move. We've also started the next move in this position where we're facing each other. Now when you go onto the dance floor and you first start your move, you start off dance, would you like a dance? Yes please, thank you very much. And off you go. You're facing each other, okay? You're running at angles, 90-degree angles. What we need to do from here is just to make sure that everything we finish is finished the same, that we want the lady to come round to face, to start the next move. Unless I'm doing something that I want the lady to go into a different type of move. So try not to jiggle too much and fidget. And again, no gripping, and my space, your space, and you're not going to go far wrong with that, okay? The last part of this really is the shoulders. Okay, and when you come on to dance, what we want to do is we want to sort of open the chest out a little bit, drop the shoulders and feel confident. Okay, it's the same as if you was to walk into a room. If you walked into a room and you hunch and you walk over, guess what, no one's really going to notice you. And certainly if you was going to do a speech, if you was the president of the USA, interesting, you You wouldn't see any president of the USA walking on like that and then go, "Ooh, would you like a dance?" Okay, what you want to see is someone walking up and the chest is open. They look like they're ready to dance. Would you like a dance? Oh yes please, that sounds lovely, thank you. Okay, it's the same for the ladies. We open up and it's twofold. One is it gives you that little bit of confidence. It also helps you breathing. Okay, you can breathe easier. So when you've got a fast track, if you're like that, you've actually stopped your diaphragm working properly. Let's open up, let's breathe, okay? It creates that little bit of confidence. Now, at the same time as creating this confidence, it creates a much better lead and follow. So if I can show you from this angle, just slightly off angle, what's happened is if I'm sort of, would you like a dance sort of person, Jane's the same, what happens is, first of all, we've encroached into each other's space with our bowing over, and at the same time, my hand is more centred to the lady, and if I get this hand off, I go into hold, we've sort of crowded each other, okay? But if we actually just walk up and say, would you like a dance, and boom, yeah? It doesn't have to be a ballroom grip, but what you've actually got is something there that's actually creating this shape, giving us the 50-50 space, and allowing us to lead and follow and not to grip, okay? So even if I was just to open the chest and keep this hand low, it's still, as you can see from there, on the outside of the lady. If I collapse the chest, then the arms come in with it, boom, and then all of a sudden we've got no lead and follow going on. So just the fact that we're out in this position here means that we've got this lovely lead and follow. I'm on the outside of the lady, I can lead her through to come via that angle there. I bring the lady into here, okay? I'm still going down the centre of the lady, it's more towards the outside. It allows us to go for little walks. Yeah, we're nice and upright, we're nice and outwards facing, and we can just keep that nice position and that really nice lead and follow for any move that we do. Doesn't matter what the move is, if you're open and you'll see it, you'll know. If you think about it logically, if you go to the theatre and watch a dance company, if you watch Strictly on TV, none of the dancers there go up and walk in like that. None of them sort of go up and collapse and have, you know, tight arms or anything. You'll see them, they have lots of confidence, they're up here. If you go to a salsa club, you'll see them, they'll be firing all over the place. Everything is nice, everything is on angles. You know, we come back to face each other, we do spins, we stop, we go back out again. Even if I collect the lady's hand and bring her in and go around the lady, yeah, boom, I've stopped, there's no gripping. Bring her back in, look at that, even there, 50-50. Okay, I'm still keeping my angles across the lady until I have to spin. There, 50-50, still looking at the lady, still keeping those angles, over, still keeping a distance, bringing her in, sending her around. Okay, so even when you're doing the twisty moves and you're behind each other, still think about keeping the chest open, keeping that distance, not gripping, and all those moves will just be really smooth and fly around. Okay?
Bonus, it makes you feel taller and slimmer too.
Obviously, ladies, boom. Yeah, it does make you feel more confident, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So again, guys, that's it for our first class, our first little workshop, just to reintroduce you into the dancing mode. So that's your first class, guys. That's just an introduction really for 2021 back into dance. A few little tips just to get you going. We're going to do another video, and the next video will be about the musicality side. And we will put a link down there eventually once we've done it. Obviously we can't do it now because we haven't done it. But once that's done, we'll put a link to both of these so you can go back and forth between the two workshops, and you can add all this practicality with musicality. So guys, we hope you've enjoyed. Please don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell and share it, and it's really nice because then more people, you're helping us share it, because it's all down to algorithms, whatever they may be, and the more people that like it, the more Facebook or YouTube share it. So guys, thank you very much indeed. As we said, have a fantastic 2021, all the very best, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. If you like our videos, click the like button, the little thumbs up. If you want to see more of our videos and be part of our little group, press subscribe, and if you'd like to be notified of any new videos coming out, then press the bell.